Good, chilling.
Just waking up? We knew. Well, talk about it, man. Obviously, it's been a long layoff, man. It's been a while since we got to see you, and now you're back. It's fight week. I know you're probably a little tired, as everybody is, with all the late nights here. But,
The
but how's it feeling
adjustments
back in
and
fight week?
yeah, the adjustments and the fucking cars racing over here all night. It's interesting.
The car's making it a little tough to sleep up. Well, see, we don't get the 5-star treatment over here. We're a
Yeah,
different
or
hotel.
look at Tiki Gossen's Instagram page right now. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Nice. Well, outside of those slight headaches, does it? I mean, does it feel like, hey, man, fight week again, like back in the mix of everything again?
All this right now, just walked in, I just felt it. Yeah, like everything's been no people, so just kind of virtual interviews and whatever. So it feels kind of like you're just going through the motions, but it doesn't really feel too fight weekish. But yeah, I walked in the room, I didn't expect to see all you guys here. So it's cool, man.
Does it feel exciting? I mean, even though like it didn't feel like really fight week until now, were you getting that kind of the butterflies, whatever, that feeling of like being close to a fight again? I mean, were you starting to feel that excitement?
No, yeah, I feel it. You're sleeping, you're thinking about it, fucking waking up, throwing uppercuts and shit. Like, you're like thinking about the fight and what you're gonna do, and like it's just constantly in your head about Saturday or Sunday right here, right? But yeah, that's still there. That hasn't left. But the whole media and like there's like there's the regular fight stuff, and then there's the other fight stuff that you have to do. So it's like that I haven't felt too much of,
Right.
which is actually kind of like a good thing for me. It just kind of lets me focus still more on what the task that's ahead of me, and yeah.
I know so much of this time away has been about reinvention, right? Like things around you, within yourself, all those
Yeah.
things. I mean, it sounds like it's been a lot. I mean, but if there was like one biggest thing or one key thing, is there something you can point to and say, man, this was the most important?
I think I just feel free now, man. Yeah, for me, I feel free. Before I didn't feel free. Now with everything that's happened, I feel free. I feel happy, and for me, ultimately, that's why I joined this, because that's what MMA made me feel like. When I fight, I used to fight for free, like $50, $100, like. But I loved it, When I would go in there, I would feel this way, and then somewhere along the lines, I lost it, and then now I got it back. So for me, that was a big victory for me, to look at my team and say I'm fucking happy with what we're doing, with how we're living, with how we're reacting with each other. Um, and that for me already is like, yeah, I'm free again.
Was it freedom of losing, or freedom of like not feeling like you had to live up to somebody else's expectations of who
Yeah,
you're
all
supposed
of
to
it,
be?
man, all of it. The freedom of losing, like you name it, like pressures and all that was there, and then to top it off, some other things that I'll probably never talk about till maybe way later in my life that happened. Um, everything, man, everything.
So you get everything going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden we find out days before you get here, like Henner's not going to be around. I thought his message was pretty strong, but how did that affect you? Were you like, what the hell is going on
Dude.
here, man?
He called me like at 9 something in the morning, and I sleep in. So I was like, he's like, hey man, like tested positive, I can't go. I'm like, yo, stop fucking with me, bro. Like too early for this shit. Cause we're in the hotel, we're all joking with each other, right? He's like, bro, would I wake you up and call you? I was like, are you serious or you're still joking? I was like, cause I'm about to fall for this shit. And yeah, he was serious. I guess he had it during training camp, and then he did his 2 weeks quarantine, everything. He wasn't sick, right? Where he was bad. Retested, did like cause I guess there's all these kind of tests you can take, right? I guess the most accurate one is the PCR test. So he took a couple PCR tests and he came out negative. I was like, all right, cool, we can train again. Started training again, and then life was good. Then we get here, or we got to Vegas for the quarantine, and he did his first test. And yeah, I got the call. It was like, yo, I'm negative, this and that, or I'm positive. And I was like, oh fuck, like, what does that mean? I was like, well, you don't have it, dude. Like, tell him take another one. It's like maybe like it just had a bad read or something. Like they have the false positives and all that. So I was thinking maybe you got a false positive, dude. Like, get another one. If it's negative, then you're negative. He's like, yeah, I told him about that, but he said if I fly here to Abu Dhabi and the test here in Abu Dhabi test positive, he has to be locked up somewhere in here for 2 weeks.
Right.
And I felt what it was locked up being here for 2 days. So I can't picture being locked up here for 2 weeks. Like, I can do it, but I wouldn't want. I'd sneak out the room or something. Yeah.
Would you buy into what Henry said? I mean, it seemed like a strong message where he said, "Look, man, obviously I'd love to be in the corner, but the one thing that you definitely don't need is help in your jiu-jitsu." I mean,
Yeah.
Do you buy that?
Yeah. He knows it. I know it. When he's with me, it's more because we started together. You know, when I was 13 years old. That's it. Sometimes he doesn't even need to talk. As long as you're there, I'm like, I just feel it feels good to have a homie there, right? So you're like, bro, out of this sport that I've done, I've known you the longest. So it just feels good to have a homie on the journey with you, right? But now it's like, all right, let's get to work. We're still working. Maybe it'll make me better, you know? Who knows?
This fight, obviously, everybody's excited about it, man. There's been a journey to get here. Is it a grudge match for you? I mean, we know kind of what the history was and how it played out. Is this kind of an emotional grudge match for you?
No, man, not at all. Not at all. I could see how it can be seen that way by my actions. But I think ultimately it was like, yo, we're talking too much. And I'm starting to get pissed. And then now little people are chiming in and shit. So it's like, if you really want to go to war with me, this is the beginning. Like, I can get petty as fuck. I don't want to. It's unprofessional, right? As I'm sure all you guys know. I don't have to tell you. I should know, but it's not the worst case that's happened in the UFC.
No.
Yeah. So, so yeah. But I think it was very clear. Kind of like, yo, let's stop this shit and let's just do what we started with, which was we started with a good start. The whole world had the eyes on us, and we didn't have to be the shit talkers or nothing. And then somehow along the way, you decided to go back to it. So I was like, all right, man, like.
It's still a big fight, like you said, without any trash talk.
Yeah, man. Like you have great finishes. You're on a streak. I have great finishes. I'm gonna come back. I'm hungry. This fight sells itself. Your style, my style, the way we collide. You know, Abu Dhabi, I hope, has good hospitals because we're both going to be in that shit by the end of the night. But yeah, man, it's like there's no need. Trash talk or not, you know, like I have nothing but bad intentions for him when we both get in there.
You know, this journey has been about you kind of returning and getting back and getting the passion again, that sort of thing. So knowing that, when you get in there, are you thinking about rankings, where this puts me? Does this give me another title shot? I mean, are you thinking about those things, or is this more just about you getting back to you and your passion and your journey?
This was all about just kind of coming back, taking a fight that's not easy, right? Because everyone knows something like this happens, they're like, oh, let's rebuild them again or do something. I was like, I don't need rebuilding in the fight world. I need rebuilding in the training world. I got my rebuilding in the training world. I go in the fight world. I'm in this sport to fight the best. That's why I love this shit, because it's like, yo, let's test your will against mine. Let's test your chess pieces against mine. Let's go to war. And ultimately, the fans win. Everyone wins. But for me, that's like I don't know why. Like fighters could tell you, but we love that shit. You know, we love going in there. You know, like we love testing our will against each other. We love fighting. And we get paid for it, you know? So it's like, this is beautiful.
Last thing for
so
me, man,
for me, that's what it was.
I'll say last thing for me, man. I mean, obviously your last one out was an absolute epic war, but you've had some, you know, dominating performances.
It was a banger,
as well,
man,
so.
yeah.
So what are we going to see? I mean, when you play this one out, I mean, I can't imagine you want to put your body through that again, but it sure was one hell of a night. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go out there and have another kind of epic performance like that, or do you feel like you want to go and dominate somebody?
Bro, I will take whatever I can get. Obviously, if I get a quick knockout, if I get a submission, the name of the game is to win. Um, Obviously, you can tell I'm emotional, right? So it might go to a war. I might piss my team off. But fuck it.
Ryan, you mentioned that the cards going around and your sleep schedule. Sleep's been something fighters keep talking about here in Abu Dhabi. Is that something that genuinely concerns you?
No, they start later at night. I was just joking a little bit. Yeah, they're like start at 11 or something at night. I'm awake by that time. But yeah.
Do you regret the incident with the slap and stuff like that?
Do I regret it?
Yeah.
What slap?
You went to J Park.
I don't know who got slapped.
We were in here earlier with Zombie, and he was saying that personally he might not have a whole lot of respect for you, but as a fighter, he said he was amazed by some of the things you achieved. Is that a mutual feeling?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. There's some certain things I still can't answer. Got a 1-year case still open.
I think if you can't answer, you're not meant to mention that as well.
When we spoke with Makwan Americani before his fight, he was also going through some things, and he said he had to burn a lot of bridges so he could fall back in love with fighting. Is that something you had to do too?
Yeah, man. I had to burn a couple solid relationships that I thought were solid. Hire new people and then get back on there, right? And then so it was like the whole process of everything, of everyone. Like, yo, you meet this guy, you meet this guy, this guy meet this guy, this guy meet this guy. Cool. We all sit down, we all talk. It's like, then we have to just from here move on and build and grow. Yeah, man, it was interesting ride.
And then he had mentioned there was a very specific moment where he was looking in the mirror and he kind of realized everything around him needed to change. Was there a specific moment you remember where that all hit you?
Yeah. In the elevator when I was getting taken into the hospital after I fought Max. That's when I realized right after this, I'm done. I was like, this is it. I go, when I come back, I go, all these people are gone.
And then when Zombie and his coach were in here, he said everyone keeps asking about your grappling versus his grappling, this and that, but no one's talking about the striking, and he thinks that's much more interesting to talk about. Do you agree with that assessment?
I mean, the fight's gonna start standing up, dude. So yeah, it makes a point. His striking's good. My striking's good. He likes to bang in a technical way. I like to just fucking bang. Obviously, I've been trying to get better, right? So my goal is here to come and show you guys, and do that. And as far as for the ground, I mean, yeah, it's not a jiu-jitsu tournament. If it was, I'd fucking eat him alive. But yeah.